Hey, today I'm going to show you a couple of features that I really want to point out in Google Classroom. I know most of you are familiar with Google Classroom, but we do have some new students and we have some subs in our grade, and I want to make sure that you're familiar with how to access things, especially if we end up having to go to distance learning. Okay, throughout this video, your teacher may stop and start this video to allow you time to actually click on some of these things to get caught up with where we are. Okay, so I'm going to get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go into Google Classroom and you're going to click on your class. I'm going to show you my third hour class. So when you click on this, it opens up to the classroom. And for those of you that are familiar with it, across the top, there are several different bars. So the first one is stream. A stream is your main screen. It's going to show you any announcements that I put out, things like that. We're going to specifically look at classwork today. So I want you to click on the classwork tab. When you get into that tab, you are going to see that it's organized by week. So we have week of August 26th through the 28th at the top, and there is an assignment that you're going to do in just a little bit, but not yet. And there is also a class and teacher info section. So pause the video here, give everybody a chance to find this section. Now, the next thing I want you to do is to click on Contact Mrs. Brunk. This is where you're going to find information on how to contact me. So you can email me. Even when I'm at home, you can email me, or your parents can email me. They can give me a call at school and leave a message on my voicemail, and I can get back to you even though I'm at home and working from home right now. The other thing I want you to do, so once you've clicked off of that, you can actually click on the next tab down, which says SS8 Course Syllabus. That stands for Social Studies 8th grade. So you're going to click on the course syllabus, and you're going to scroll down just a little bit and click on that actual document. When this opens up, I'll pause the video here and give you a chance to get this open, make sure everybody has it. When you get here, I want you to go ahead and put this into present mode. Once it's in present mode at the bottom of the screen, you'll see that you can arrow over to the next slide and be able to take a look. Now, this is all of the things that we are going to be learning throughout the school year for all of 8th grade. So you see all of the 8th grade teachers' names across the bottom. And you're going to see bios. I'll give you a couple of minutes to stop and look through those bios and our contact information. So pause the video, give the kids a chance to read those bios. One other thing that you're going to notice on the contact page is that we are going to send out messages through Remind. So if you don't have the Remind app, you might want to get that. And your parents will want to get that so that you can stay up to date on things that are happening in social studies. We'll send you reminders about when assignments are due or announcements for things that are going on. I'll also use that to send out pictures. All right, so what are we going to do in 8th grade this year? One of the things that we're going to be talking about a lot is American government. So how did it all get started? What was, how did our country go from the Revolutionary War, where we fought for our freedom, all the way to setting up our government, establishing a president? How are we going to set up laws? All of those things. So I'll give you a minute to pause the video and read over the course overview and objectives. Now, on the next few slides, you will see that there are a list of all of the different things that we're going to be learning, the units that we're going to be learning. And it starts with Unit 7. And it does that because we follow the textbook. And the textbook, actually, we do Units 1 through 6 in 7th grade. And so we do Unit 7 up to 18 in 8th grade. So this shows you about how long we'll spend on each unit. This is going to be extremely helpful, especially if we go into distance learning. I'll give you a couple of minutes to go over and just take a look at this slide and the next slide. Now, this brings us to required materials. So in this class, you're going to need a notebook and a folder, and hopefully we've already helped you establish those things and get those things. You're also going to need pencils, pens, colored pencils, and highlighters. So we're going to be using those things quite a bit. So make sure that you have them, bring them in your Chromebook case, or bring them in your backpack, whatever you bring to class. The other thing we're going to use is we're going to use this textbook. We have an actual hardback textbook that if we're in the classroom, you can use that. But if we're not, if we do distance learning, you'll have it available online as an online textbook. And I will teach you more about that later. The next thing we'll talk about is our grading policy. So we do have the 4-3-2-1 grading policy, just like you had in 7th grade and 6th grade. So standards-based grading, your